Alrighty, good evening, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster Cameron back here once again. I'm here to give you guys a quick live stream going over the potential of seeing significant severe weather as we get towards the day tomorrow here. So bear with me for just a little bit. I'm setting up a new tablet over here that's going to get the questions and stuff up. So bear with me for just a bit. Before I get into all that information here, I do want to go over this. So I think I'm good to go. There's the link, and we're going to start popping questions up. So I'm going to talk about this first before I start talking about the timing and all the other good information here, because we've had a lot of people kind of contact us about tornado shelters, where to go when a tornado warning strikes, where to go, if you're driving or something like that here. So this graphic is really good in terms of that. Let's see if I can get this link up real quickly here. So this graphic is pretty good in terms of explaining where to go if there's ever a tornado shelter. If there's ever a tornado warning in place for your area. The biggest thing I want to stress to you guys, and the one thing I learned whenever I was out in Rolling Folk earlier last week, is there was a lot of homes that were destroyed at the top levels and on the exterior levels. But there was homes that had a lot in the middle part, the central part of the home that was primarily safe. So whenever you are dealing with a tornado warning or dealing with a tornado on the ground and stuff like that, you always want to get to that center part of the home and the lowest level as possible. And that's the biggest thing I want to stress to you guys. And another thing, I know a lot of people live in mobile homes and stuff like that. Take the time now to kind of figure out a game plan in terms of there's local gas stations nearby, or the gas stations or a grocery store, somewhere more sturdier than a mobile home, because mobile homes are not safe, especially during during tornado situations here. So just kind of keep that in mind across the board here. So now I should start getting the comments coming up. This tablet's running a little bit slow on my end, but we should start getting the comments up here in just a little bit. So I hope everybody's having a good Thursday evening here. As I mentioned before, I do apologize for not going live yesterday. Wanted to kind of give you guys more of a breakdown this evening versus yesterday when I didn't have all this information. So you guys know full well, especially for folks up there in northeastern Arkansas, you're under the moderate risk for seeing the potential of significant severe weather. That does include the potential of significant, even in some cases, lone trap tornadoes up there from Searcy to Batesville to Brinkley over towards Memphis and the Blytheville area here. So that's something that we're going to watch very closely up there in eastern, northeastern Arkansas. And then central Arkansas, I've had a lot of questions come in from, the Conway area, the Little Rock area, the Hot Springs area, and stuff like that. You guys are in the enhanced risk area here. Now, I want to stress, and I'm going to show you guys here in just a little bit, with computer model data and stuff like that, there could be some shifts with this outlook as we get towards the day tomorrow. So just trying to keep that in mind. We'll have all that information for you guys first thing in the morning and whenever it comes out from the Storm Prediction Center. But we have that enhanced risk for much of northern, central, and down into southeastern Arkansas. And then for my folks over there in western Arkansas, you guys haven't been talked about much because you guys are in the slight risk area. However, that doesn't mean squat. That doesn't mean you're not going to see severe weather or anything like that. That just means that you still need to be prepared for the potential of seeing severe weather over there, even though your risk is a lot lower, especially for our folks over there in western Arkansas at the same time here. So what I'm going to do for just a bit, since my tablet is deciding not to pull up the comments, we're going to do this. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to see if I can get the comments up, because I'm seeing them come in. And let me see if I can pop this out real fast. There we go. Alright, so now we should start seeing the comments. There's the comments. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so as I mentioned before, over there in western and southern Arkansas, something that we're going to have to watch very closely. Over there, lowered risk for tornadoes and the damaging wind potential at this point. So, this is a relatively new graphic. I kind of want to give a shout out to one of our good friends, Rebecca. She runs a bakery business. She really helped us out in terms of developing this graphic here. Now, this is somewhat what you've seen in the past before, kind of like a breakdown of the risk areas here, but it's more kind of modern, more up to date in terms of kind of talking about the tornado risk, the damaging wind risk, and the hail risk. So, the scale that you see at the bottom right corner of this graphic goes from 1 to 10. And basically what we do is we go off of what does the conditions look like, how's your environment looking like, and what it's going to be supportive of, especially within that risk area. So we're going to start off with obviously the highest risk area, and that's going to be the moderate risk area here. And that goes from Walnut Ridge to Jonesboro to Blytheville, Memphis, Helena, over towards the Searcy area here. We're talking, like I said before, potential significant / long track tornadoes. We're talking the EF2 plus tornadoes. Also, I want to throw this out. Don't focus on just the tornado threat. Now, I know that's the number one thing that freaks everybody out. You know, the tornado threat, tornado threat, tornado threat. But there will be a wind threat that you've got to watch out for as well. So don't be tornado biased tomorrow. You got to pay attention to the damaging wind risk, the large hail risk, etc. We won't have a flooding threat with this one given how fast these storms are going to be moving. However, the hail threat and especially the damaging wind threat needs to be paid attention to along with the tornado threat here. So right now we're going with a scale of 7 in the moderate risk area for the potential of seeing damaging winds. And also, like we mentioned before, we're talking 75-mile-per-hour winds or greater within this red zone, which is the moderate risk area up there in northeastern Arkansas. The large hail threat's kind of taking a little bit of a backside at this point, and that may increase within the next 12 to 24 hours here once we get a better idea on what the hail threat's going to look like within this moderate risk area here. But the tornado threat is just slightly higher than the damaging wind threat, going with an 8 out of 10 up there in northeastern Arkansas for that moderate risk area in terms of the tornado threat here. And like I mentioned before, it's not only just for the significant lone track tornadoes, but we're talking the weak tornadoes as well, the EF0s, the EF1s, stuff like that. You guys know full well we're going to be here. I will be in studio tomorrow giving you guys live updates if we have any severe thunderstorm warnings or any tornado warnings here. Now, let's talk about the enhanced risk area here. Now, this is from Harrison to Mount Home, to Mountain View, to the Clinton area, to Russellville, to Conway, to Little Rock, to Camden, all the way down to Lake Village. This is your enhanced risk area here. And like I mentioned before, there's going to be changes within this enhanced risk area once we get into first thing tomorrow morning and stuff like that, which, by the way, I will be here the first thing tomorrow morning, give you guys live updates as well. So right now we're talking about the potential of several tornadoes being possible. A couple of them could be strong tornadoes, I'd say mainly from that Mount Home area, the Mountain View, down to the Conway area, the Little Rock area, down towards the Monticello area and Lake Village. So a couple of them could be strong. Several tornadoes could be possible within this enhanced risk area. Damaging wind gusts, we're talking upwards to 60. Even in some cases, in the strongest of the storms, we're talking upwards to 75 miles per hour, and also the large hail threat here. So it's a little bit lower than the moderate risk area, but that doesn't mean anything. You still have the threat of damaging winds, and you still have the threat of tornadoes, and you still have the threat of large hail. So 6 for the damaging wind threat, 4 for the large hail threat. Large hail threat is kind of 4 broad-based. And then the tornado threat just slightly lower than the moderate risk, but that doesn't mean anything, coming in at a 6 at this point. And then there's the slight risk area over here in far western and in southern Arkansas here. So we're talking over there in western Arkansas, an isolated tornado or two could be possible. The damaging wind gusts, we're talking upwards to 60. Some cases, I will say over there in that slight risk area, we will have to watch out for some significant wind gusts as they begin to move into the enhanced risk area. And then the isolated large hail threat here, going with a 5 over there for the damaging wind threat. The large hail threat is just a little bit lower over there in western Arkansas. We'll see what happens, as this looks to be kind of the initiation point over there in western Arkansas. And then the tornado threat going with a 3, not 0, but definitely not as high as central and eastern Arkansas, but that doesn't mean anything. Still have a way to get plans as we get towards tomorrow here. Now, this is, and I would not even looking at the comments, what the majority of everyone is here for. Timing, 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 timing. This is what everyone's here for. This timing map, compared to this morning, has tweaked just a little bit. We're talking western Arkansas from that 11 a.m.-ish time frame to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've kind of zoned this down so that way I hope this kind of, alleviates some of the timing questions and stuff like that here, so it makes it a little bit better. Kind of getting ready for the severe threat for tomorrow. And also, one more thing I want to stress before I get further in this timing map, not only tomorrow, so if you don't see severe weather tomorrow, we're going to have to watch Tuesday, and Tuesday could be a little bit worse than what we're dealing with as we get towards tomorrow here. So we'll have more information about that coming up here in just a little while. But 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. over there in western Arkansas from Fayetteville to Fort Smith over towards the Walden area down to DeQueen and Texarkana. We're talking 2 to 5 p.m. from Harrison to Russellville to Hot Springs all the way down to Magnolia. And then over in central Arkansas, this is going to be coming in right around that 3 o'clock time frame, that 4 o'clock time frame coming in central Arkansas. I do realize that this is going to be during the school hours. You know, a lot of people are going to be getting kiddos out of school and stuff like that. I want to reassure everybody right now while it's quiet and before the warnings get started. Make sure you have a game plan ready to go. And the biggest thing I want to stress to you guys too is making sure that if they are in school or a tornado warning happens, your safety comes first. The biggest thing I want to stress is school administrators and stuff like that, they have a game plan. They have, you know, the protocols and the precautions in place if there's a tornado warning. So don't worry about trying to get your kid and stuff like that. If there's a tornado warning at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, the biggest thing I want to stress is making sure your safety comes first, because with them in the school building, school administrators and stuff like that, they will take care of making sure your kiddos are safe. But you've got to make sure that you're being safe as well. So don't be on the roadways or anything like that. If a tornado warning happens, make sure you get your shelter. That's the biggest thing I want to stress to you guys right now here, okay? So I'm double checking everything at this point, just making sure everything's good in terms of comments. I'm going to get into it here in just a little bit here, but this is kind of what everyone's kind of here for right now here. But I wanted to make that clear in terms of tomorrow, because this is going to be coming in during a very, very crucial part of tomorrow here. Now, in eastern Arkansas, we're thinking it's going to be well after school hours and stuff like that, but what I am worried about is rush hour. This is going to be coming in at that 5, 6 o'clock time frame. Should be crossing the Mississippi River by the time we get towards that 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow night time frame. From Walnut Ridge to Jonesboro to the Blytheville area, Memphis, Helena, all the way down to Lake Village. Just something that we're going to have to continue to monitor as we get towards tomorrow here, okay? So let me double check something real quickly here. While I have the time to map up, I am going to tackle some questions here. So give me 1 second here, and we go over all the questions at this point. The biggest thing I want to stress is, yes, timing is for tomorrow afternoon. Okay, this is tomorrow. This is not tonight. This is not today, folks. Okay, this is for tomorrow. Also, I want to stress something too. You guys are gonna have to meet us halfway tomorrow. We are going to get bombarded with a whole lot of questions about timing and specific cities and counties and all the other stuff, along with trying to make sure that we're coordinating with our chasers and with Storm Protection Center and stuff like that. So tomorrow with the graphics, you're going to have to meet us halfway. Don't skim and read it. You're going to have to pay attention, read the entire graphic. All the information is going to be there. If you're still having some issues, come and contact us, but give it some effort, folks, because tomorrow we're going to be super busy grinding all those updates out here. So that's the biggest thing I want to stress to you guys right now at this point. So Tim, I love your comment. Remember, weather does not care about colors or lines on the map. Folks, don't pay attention to the moderate risk area. I stress this every single severe weather event. I sound like a broken record. Don't stress over the moderate risk area. If you're in the enhanced or you're in the slight risk area, there's no marginal, by the way. This is slight risk or higher for Arkansas. So if you're in a slight risk area or you're in an enhanced risk area, take that same precautions, have that same mindset as if you were in northeastern Arkansas, because you can still see severe thunderstorm warnings. You can still see tornado warnings within the slight risk and the enhanced risk areas. So keep that in mind, folks. That's the biggest thing I want to stress to you guys right now here, okay? So also I see a comment here. Another thing, we cannot predict when or where a tornado is going to strike. We can't sit here and say, oh, you're going to see a tornado at 3 o'clock, 0.5 seconds. It's not going to happen. Biggest thing I'm stressing right now, and I understand, everybody's hearing the moderate risk. It's driving the storm anxiety through the freaking roof. I understand it. I get it. But the biggest thing is a calm mind will always prevail over a panic one. Every single time. As long as you have a game plan, as long as you sit down tonight, talk to your family and friends. Don't wait till tornado warnings start popping up to start talking to them. Talk to them tonight while it's quiet. That way you have a good, solid communication plan in place. And that way tomorrow will be as stress-free as possible, because you know in the back of your mind, something happens, you're good to go. Don't wait till those warnings start to take this seriously. Don't wait to that point, because by then, we're not going to be sitting here going live streaming, going over questions and stuff like that. We're going to be full mode, full severe weather coverage mode. We're going to have chasers out, stuff like that. So take the time now. Go over all this information with your family and friends tonight. That way it saves you all that trouble for tomorrow. So let me see here, going over everything at this point. Let me see here. Yes, and by the way, this is the colors on this map does not mean squat. It's just a time zone thing. That's the biggest thing with this map. I'm leaving this up right now so people that are coming in, trying to figure out the timing and stuff like that, can get easy access to it at this point. Okay, so let me see here. So Ben, I love your comment. Will this be more of a supercell event versus a squall line? That has been the #1 question that Storm Prediction Center has been trying to forecast as well. I do believe you're going to get kind of a mixed mode of both a squall line and kind of some legs and line segments, not leg segments, line segments across the state as we get towards tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening here. And I'm going to go over guidance here in about the next couple of minutes here. I'm just kind of leaving a timing map up so that way people that are coming in have that timing map, timing question in their mind, have easy access to the timing map at this point, but it's going to be changed here in just shortly here. So let me see here. Gwen, yeah, that's the biggest thing. Keep your eyes on the graphic, guys. Give us time to make sure that we are keeping everybody safe here. I love your comment. That's the biggest thing. And listen. I get it. Like I said before, I understand. A lot of people, especially up there in northeastern Arkansas, you guys know 3 years ago, we just got through dealing with that EF3 tornado over there in Jonesboro. I know storm anxiety is through the roof in those areas here. But I promise you, as long as you have a game plan ready to go, you're going to be okay. I promise you, I cross my heart, you're going to be okay. And I also want to stress, I'm going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to be here giving you guys live coverage. I'm double checking everything. We're not going to have any issues tomorrow. So I promise you, you're going to be perfectly fine. I'm going to be here. We're going to keep you guys updated all throughout tomorrow, and also not only tomorrow, but we've got next week to watch as well. Take the time now to plan, guys. Don't wait till warnings start. That's the worst thing to do. I understand a lot of people don't think severe weather happens in their location, but it does. It can happen at any given moment. So take the time now, sit down with your family, say, hey, if there's a tornado warning tomorrow, where do we go? What's the communication plan? A lot of kiddos are going to be in school. You got to coordinate with that. A lot of people have plans tomorrow night. Got to coordinate with that. So keep that in mind. Talk to your family and friends tonight. Have that game plan ready to go. It saves so much trouble, especially during severe weather events. It saves so much trouble if you talk about it the night before here. So remember, storms can change. So this may not be as accurate depending on storm speeds. I love that. And a lot of people are probably going to read that in the wrong context. I love that because of the fact we stress so much that timing changes so much. And also, one more thing, storms are going to be coming at you at 60 to 70 miles per hour tomorrow. There's going to be fast movers. So keep that in mind. I love your comment. And the biggest thing I want to stress is this timing map is always subject to change. So that was a good one at this point. So Sandy, a lot of people, that's the #1 question when they hear the moderate risk. Is there going to be a PDS watch issued? I'm going to tell you something. The last moderate risk we had last week did not go PDS. It did not go PDS. It was a regular tornado watch, and we all saw what happened. So I'm going to answer that right now. I'm going to say probably or probably not. I don't know what they're going to do up there at Storm Prediction Center, but it should not matter. If you get a regular tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch tomorrow, that's the game plan. That's the mode that you need to be tomorrow. So it should not matter if it goes PDS watch or not. The biggest thing I want to stress is those regular tornado watches and those regular severe thunderstorm watches mean just as much as those PDS watches here. And those that are wondering that, by the way, it's going to be a particularly dangerous situation. We didn't see it with the last event. I'm very skeptical that we're going to see it with this one at this point. So let me see here, going over everything. I love your comment as well, Grin. Once again, keep your phones charged tomorrow. Just in case you lose your comment, you lose your power. Angela, I did not. You may have to comment it again because it probably got bombarded with all the comments that we've got coming in at this point. Continue to watch our page. for any updates. I love that, Kim. That's the biggest thing. She's one of our moderators. I love it. I absolutely love it, guys. Okay, so let me see here, going over everything right now. So let me double check here. So yeah, Kim, another Kim. A tornado can happen in anywhere. Doesn't care about risk areas. Just stay weather aware and be prepared and take cover at any given moment, guys. I love the comments coming in tonight, guys. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let me see here. By the way, for those that are wondering about the text program, it's going to be a no. And it's mainly because of the fact that we dealt with a lot of inappropriate stuff with those text messages and stuff like that, along with the bugs. So I shut it down. I shut it down permanently for right now until we get that sorted out. So we're going to have Facebook and YouTube and all those other things. But right now, we're not going to have that just because of all those issues we had with the last time we tried to do something like that. So, Trey, you're always asking about when. I thank you for that because you're always reminding me about that. Yes, you are going to see wind gusts upwards to 45 miles per hour tomorrow outside of the thunderstorm development. We're talking non-thunderstorm winds upwards to 45 miles per hour here. There is a wind advisory in place for tomorrow here. So thank you for that question, Trey, at this point. Now, current enhanced risk area in central and west central Arkansas. High-risk models seem to be very scarce with storms. The biggest thing with this, Andy, is this is one of those situations that high-risk guidance is not going to be exactly your best friend because we are very dependent on a very, very subtle shortwave that's going to move through, and we've got to get a surface low to develop on the south end of this powerhouse system that's going to be an hour. By the way, we don't only have the moderate risk here in northeastern Arkansas. We have it in southeastern Iowa and those folks up there in the Midwest. So we've got to get a surface low to develop on the southern end of that powerhouse upper level low, and that's why model guidance is kind of struggling with the storms. I do believe the HLR may be trying to take this one home in terms of the radar coverage for tomorrow. Other model guidance is kind of back and forth with it at this point, but we'll have everything in place for that here. But like I said before, folks, I hate talking about that PDS stuff because a lot of people will start asking about it. They start asking, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Folks, don't worry about PDS wordings or anything like that. The biggest thing I want you guys to worry about is having a game plan ready to go. I understand. I get it. I understand that everyone, when they hear that word, it goes crazy. When you have all that anxiety, your mindset is different when you're in that anxiety mode. But I'm telling you, take it easy. We've got you. We promise. We cross our hearts. We're going to be here tomorrow. We're going to be here. We're going to give you guys coverage and stuff like that. If you go into tomorrow with a solid game plan, you know what to do, I guarantee you you're going to be okay. I promise you. But if you go into tomorrow with no game plan and you're hectic, it's not going to end well. So that's why I'm telling you guys right now, sit down with your family, sit down with your friends. Even if you're by yourself, go over your tornado plans, study your surroundings. If you're aware of your surroundings, you're going to be just fine. I promise you, I guarantee you, you're going to be just fine at this point. So, is there just one system to go through? Is there going to be several? There's going to be several that we're going to have to get through. It's not only just tomorrow, but I'm going to have to talk about Tuesday's threat coming up as well here. So those that are wondering, by the way, yes, this is for tomorrow. This is for tomorrow. I'm going to make this crystal clear. This is for tomorrow. Tomorrow's threat. Friday's significant severe threat timing map. It's on the graphic. It's for tomorrow. I don't know how many times I've got to say that, but it's for tomorrow. I get it. I understand at this point. So let me see here, going over everything at this time. And like I said before, yeah, I know. And Gina, I understand. I went there. I know what ground zero looked like. I understand that anxiety is through the roof. And the biggest thing is, it should be whenever you deal with severe weather because you should be concerned about it. You should have that game plan. But I guarantee you, as long as you have a solid game plan, you have that tornado plan in action, you know where to go when severe weather strikes, and you stay with us here at Arkansas Weather Watchers, because I personally guarantee I will be live tomorrow evening with tornado warnings, you will be okay. You will be perfectly fine as long as you have that game plan ready to go. And if you don't know what to do, don't feel bad about asking us questions. We've had a lot of people contact us over the last couple of days, and I love each and every one of y'all for coming to us and asking, what to do when there's a tornado warning, or what to do in terms of shelter. I love it. I love when those questions come in because that means you're taking it seriously and you're trying to be prepared. So I understand, like I said before, I'm not bashing anybody for having anxiety. I'd be a hypocrite if I told you I didn't personally deal with it myself. So let me see here. I'm going to go over everything at this point. Let me see here. Cam, I'm moving into an apartment tomorrow morning in Van Buren. Van Buren, you guys are going to be dealing with this around lunchtime, and I do believe over there your threat is going to be on a little bit of a lower side versus over there in Central and in the Eastern Arkansas. However, if there's any warnings and stuff like that, we will be here. But I do believe your threat is going to be a little bit on the lower side because storms are going to actually start getting going over there in Western Arkansas. So we'll see what ends up happening over there. However, just kind of monitor the situation pretty closely over there in Western Arkansas at this current time here. So Melissa, no, actually, as a matter of fact, if you look behind me, we do have some storms over here in northwestern Arkansas at this current time. This is moving into north central Arkansas at this point. None of these storms are severe. This is from the kind of one of these little short waves that are moving through the atmosphere right now. Nothing severe with this. You don't have the environment place for this to go severe at this current point. This will move out by the time we get towards later this evening into the night, and then we'll be getting ready for tomorrow's threat at this point here. Okay, so will there be large hail? Yes, there is a large hail threat. I do believe the hail threat is kind of taking the third seat versus the damage you win in the tornado threat. However, we will have to watch out for some large hail, primarily over there in western Arkansas at this current time here. So let me go back over to this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go over to model data at this current time here. Okay, so we're going to go over to, I'm going to use the WRF. I'll use the WRF at this point. So there's your storm activity for tonight. This is about 10 p.m. by the way, so you can see on the screen behind me, there's some storms on the board right now. That moves out of the way, and then you can see this is what I'm talking about right here. And I think the WRF is probably on board with most of your computer model data here. And I want to stress this right now. Just looking at the hooks on this particular model, I would say some of these storms could be large hail producers. Some of them could easily be tornadic, especially if they're in northeastern Arkansas. So something that we're going to monitor close. I'd say from that Jonesboro area to Little Rock, all the way down to Texarkana, something that we're going to monitor very closely here. And you can see as we get towards that 5-6 p.m. time frame how these storms really start to get more intense across eastern and southern Arkansas at this current time here. So something that we'll monitor closely. Like I said before, this is just one model, one particular model that's going to change a million times before we get to tomorrow. But you can see what ends up happening. And then by the time we get towards, I'd say 10 p.m., we should be wrapping up this severe weather threat here. So it's going to be quick. It's not going to be something that's going to drag on all night long, all night long into your Saturday morning. This should be something that should be ending by the time we get towards your 9 and 10 o'clock tomorrow evening time frame here. So I'm going to go over to the HRR. And this is right around noon tomorrow. And there is a couple of cells that are trying to go up here. So we'll have to watch this tomorrow afternoon. This is kind of fitting along our current timing map right now that has western Arkansas at about 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. here. So we're going to watch this area very closely over here in western Arkansas, and then this will quickly move into central and in the eastern Arkansas here. As I said before, the potential tornadoes come with them. Some of them could be strong, potentially long trapped up there in northeastern Arkansas, and then also the potential of some tornadoes in central Arkansas and southern Arkansas. We will watch western Arkansas, but I think your tornado threat is going to be a lot lower in western Arkansas compared to our folks in central and eastern Arkansas here. Angela, love your comment. I absolutely love it. Treat every severe thunderstorm warning as a tornado warning here. Those fast-paced storms can start spinning at any given moment. I absolutely love that comment, folks. A lot of people will see the tornado warning and just completely just blindside the severe thunderstorm warnings. Those severe thunderstorm warnings are just as important as a tornado warning here. And sometimes, and kind of using last Friday as an example, with the Rolling Fork tornado, it came off of a storm that came off of northeastern Louisiana. It was a Lake Providence storm. It went severe thunderstorm warning. Sometimes those severe thunderstorm warnings can be like a first alert to one of those storms that are trying to get going. Unfortunately, that storm did get going, and it ended up producing an EF4 tornado, in that area. So sometimes those severe thunderstorm warnings may not have any tornado warning or anything like that, but it's kind of like a first alert, especially when your environment is fully capable of producing tornadoes. So if a severe thunderstorm warning does go out tomorrow, say, hey, there's a severe thunderstorm warning. We need to monitor this storm closely. It could produce a tornado, or it could produce large hail, or it could produce significant damaging winds at any given moment. So I love your comment, Angela. I absolutely love your comment at this point. Also, yes, we will be live tomorrow. I guarantee it. We will be live tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow giving you guys the latest updates across the area here. So let me double check real quickly here. It's going over everything. And I like so far. I love the comments that are coming in, especially this one. Should we expect to be in shelters at school tomorrow? I work in a special needs classroom, so we would like to be ultra prepared for a staying start. If you can give me a location of where your school is, that'd be awesome. That way I can kind of give you a better accurate timing. But tomorrow, I wouldn't say just expect it, because it's going to be, some areas are going to see severe weather, while other areas may not even see anything at all. However, it's always good to have that game plan ready to go. It's always to be one step ahead whenever you're dealing with severe weather, because it can change so rapidly. I mean, it's not like winter weather that you can predict, sometimes weeks away. Severe weather changes so rapidly, it's not even funny. So let me see here. So yeah, I see now enhanced risk for severe weather. Timings from 3 to 7 p.m. Stay weather aware and prepare now. I'm stressing this to the skies. You've got to make sure you have a game plan tonight. Sit there with your family. Somebody's out there is probably eating spaghetti or tacos or having hamburgers or something like that. Whatever you're having for dinner tonight, talk with your family. Have some sort of communication going. Even if they tell you, oh, nothing's going to happen, it's going to be fine, have some sort of communication going. Say, hey, even if it doesn't happen or it does happen, you have a game plan ready to go, regardless of that situation. So, let me see here. I'll be here until the end. Thank you, Alicia, for that. Let me see here. Go over everything. Yeah, also, one more thing. If you're unsure about your shelters, contact your local police department. They will have a list. Love that. Call your local police department, stuff like that. Say, hey, are there any shelters in this county or any surrounding counties? If you can give me that location, that'd be amazing. I love that. I love those comments that are coming in, guys. And I want to stress this too. All the comments I'm seeing coming in right now are legit, smart questions, and I love it. I absolutely love it here. So, Hayden, you're just now tuning in. Baxter County up there. We're going to switch this back over to our graphic here. So there's your timing map for tomorrow. I will say up there it's probably going to be between 3 to 7 p.m. as we get towards tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening here. Okay, so also thank you guys for sending stars as well. That's the donations. I love y'all, each and every one of y'all. I promise you, I guarantee you, my voice is back. It's 100%. I'm ready to stream. I've been ready to stream, and we're going to be here tomorrow, and we're going to keep you guys updated at this point. So has someone asked about the Cabot area in central Arkansas? That's near Little Rock. The time is going to be 3 to 7 p.m. tomorrow. A couple tornadoes could be possible. Some of them could be strong. We're talking about potential damaging winds, and also some large hail will be possible as well for your area here. Okay, so let me see here. They tested our sirens today. We apparently got a much-needed upgrade to the warning systems. I love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And the sad part about it was with the rolling fork tornado, there was a lot of people that I talked to, a lot of the survivors I talked to that said they had no tornado sirens that went off before the storm actually came through. So hearing that they're actually making upgrades to the warning system, stuff like that, just brings calmness to my heart, man. That's amazing. So let me see here. Don't forget to tell people where you're sheltered. That's another great comment. Guys, y'all are killing the comments tonight. Absolutely killing it with the smart comments and stuff tonight here. Don't forget to tell someone where you're sheltered at, just in case you get trapped and stuff like that. That's a good one. That's a real good one across the board. Traveling from Hot Springs to Benton at about 5 to 6 o'clock tomorrow evening here. Should I be okay? Biggest thing is just watch out for some warnings. Andy, I hope I did not butcher your name. If I did, I apologize. But I would say just watch out for a few severe thunderstorms tomorrow. If there is tornado warnings, if you're traveling, I believe that's going to be probably on I-30. If you're traveling on I-30, there are some gas stations that you can seek shelter in. Just kind of look at your route and see what available restaurants or gas stations that are nearby. That way, you have a solid game plan for your travel route for tomorrow here. Okay, so let me see here. Go over everything at this point. I will definitely. By the way, if you are an official storm spotter, you've done it for a couple of years and stuff like that, contact us because we will have a kind of a little list tomorrow, and we'll kind of get in contact with you and stuff like that, and kind of see what you're seeing. Only experienced ones, not the ones that are just now starting out. Like a couple of weeks ago. We're talking the ones that've been there, that have a little bit of experience on their belt. But if you're storm spotting for tomorrow, my husband's a police officer, emergency management, told him about the threat. Funny you mentioned the supper items. We're having tacos tonight, having spaghetti on Saturday. That's awesome. So yeah, I know a lot of people are kind of sitting down tonight, kind of getting a visual on tomorrow here. So we love being a part of something great for our state. Keep the great weather up here. That's one of our sponsors, by the way. Absolutely love working with you guys over there in Central Arkansas Dent Repair. Also, contact those guys tomorrow if we have one of those hailstorms. They do an amazing job over there as well. So, what about the Piggott area? Now, that is a legitimate question up there in northeastern Arkansas. My job is closing early due to safety, staff, and children. I love it. I like I said before, I think last week changed a lot of people's perspective on severe weather, with it being this close to home. A lot of businesses I've heard are closing early tomorrow because of the threat of severe weather. So up there in northeastern Arkansas, I will say you do have the threat of seeing significant tornadoes. Some of them could potentially be long-tracked. Have a solid game plan tonight. Sit down with your family. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take time to map off for just a little bit. I'm going to have this up because I'm certain someone is sitting at a dinner table right now listening to the sound of my voice and trying to figure out tomorrow. I'm going to leave this up on the live stream. That way you have a game plan and you know where to go when tornado warnings strike, or unfortunately if there were to be a tornado on the ground for tomorrow here. Also, tornado sirens are outdoor use only. Have another way to get warnings. Love the comments that are coming in at this current time here. Okay, so let me double check real quickly here. Is prom tomorrow night? Wow, that is early. That is extremely early for prom. Keep in mind, I've been out of school for about going on 7 years now. So that is extremely early at this point. But if unfortunately that is occurring, school administrators, you might want to make sure that you're paying attention to the weather, especially tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and into tomorrow night, especially if you're in eastern Arkansas at this current point here. So, okay, so let me see here. So, okay, so you're taking 70 tomorrow, and I did say your name correctly. I love it. Just make sure along 70, I know there's a couple of businesses nearby on 70 that you can kind of scout out and say, hey, there were to be a tornado warning over here. You can seek shelter. So kind of keep that in mind across the board. So let me see here. I'm going everything right now. Northeastern Arkansas, a lot of people kind of tuning in at this point. So nice to see Tiffany spotting. I'll be river storm spotting tomorrow here. Like I said before, if you're an experienced one, I'm going to let you guys know right now. Be ready for those insane storm motions tomorrow. We're talking 60 to 70 mile per hour movement with these storms. They're going to be in and out. So if you're storm spotting tomorrow or you're playing a storm chase, I'm going to pray for you. You need to be careful. You need to make sure. I'm going to tell you this. The biggest thing I learned from chasing last week, the tornado footage is going to be there regardless. Your life comes first. Plot those escape routes. Plot those escape routes, folks. That's the number one thing I'm going to stress to you guys right now that you're playing the chase. Plot those escape routes. It will save you. I promise. That tornado footage could be another day, another time. But your life and your safety comes first. So make sure you're plotting those escape routes if you're planning to chase tomorrow or you're planning to do some sort of storm spotting for tomorrow here. So April, love you. By the way, I love the comments at this point. Let me see here. Gina, love your comments are coming in on YouTube. Let me double check real quickly here. So Jennifer, I've had this comment thrown at me a lot ever since the moderate risk got issues. It's going to be as bad as the one over there, what happened in Mississippi last Friday. Like I mentioned before, what happened last week kind of changed perspective on severe weather for a lot of people. So to answer your question, I'm going to say every single event is different in its own unique way. It's not going to be, I'm going to stand on this till the day I die. The last week, that tornado that happened, it's going to be unique in its own fashion. It's going to be, you're going to have events that are going to be unique to their own standards instead of being compared to other previous events, if that makes sense. So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of people are kind of trying to compare this to last week. The risk areas are similar. You both have moderates. You both were 15% hash for tours. And you both had the potential seeing significant long track tornadoes. But every storm is unique in its own way. It's unique in its own fashion, if that makes sense. So I hope that kind of answered your question. Anyone in the Newport area, the old Castleberry school near the hospital has a safe room and a community tornado shelter. Let me see if I can get you up. Anyone in the McCurry area, the school there has community shelter near the high school. I'm gonna leave this up a little bit just for our folks over there in Eastern Arkansas that needs that information here. So Tiffany, I'm gonna leave this up for a little bit, but Tiffany, I'm gonna get to your question. Yeah, I've been out for 7 years. She's been out for 17. I didn't try to make you feel old. Let me see here. I'm gonna go over everything right now. Also, the Red Cross app. I love that app. That app does a good job in terms of alerting and stuff like that. Great comment. Reed Timmer's gonna be out. He's had some scary videos. And like I mentioned before, folks, your safety comes first. It comes first. That tornado footage. I know everyone tries to go for the gusto, try to go for the tornado. I promise you, somebody or something is gonna get the tornado footage. Your safety and your life comes first before any sort of footage. Because at the end of the day, if you get footage and it makes it on news and something happens to you, you're just going to be a statistic. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I promise you, your safety and your life comes first before any sort of footage across the air. Now, if you're safe and you're in a pretty decent way and you know you're not going to get hit by it, if you have that footage, go ahead. If you're safe and you're well away from it and you know it's not coming towards you and you know what you're doing, go ahead. However, if you're trying to get up and close to it, it's not going to end well. So, folks, like so forth, your life and your safety comes first at this point. So, April, love your comment. Take thunderstorm warnings seriously, just like tornado warnings at this point. So, let me go back here. I had this up because like so forth, everybody's trying to ask about tornado safety at this point. There's the timing map. Like I mentioned before, you're not going to miss anything. I promise you. Becky, I'm going to pull your comment up. I promise you, you're not going to miss any timing or anything like that. It's going to be available on Facebook at this point, okay? So, let me see here, by the way. Those that are wondering about, like, I'm going to make this clear. There's no text alerts. There was a lot of problems with it, and I told you guys when it first got started that if I was going to have a lot of problems with it and a lot of people weren't going to act correctly with it, I was going to shut it down, and that's what happened. There was a lot of issues with it, along with the bugs that were with it as well. A lot of alerts were coming out delayed and stuff like that. So it's not going to happen. We're not going to have it with this one unless we some shape or form have it back and ready to go. But I don't think that's going to be the case. That's why I'm telling you guys, make sure you stay with us at this point. So let me double check real quickly here. David, you may have to back out of the live stream and come back in. Facebook kind of has a little bit of issues with that here. Okay, so let me see here. Summer, love it. Absolutely love your comment. Parents, trust your heart. If you question your child's safety, don't send them. If it will bother you if you go against it, just follow your heart. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. I'm not sitting here and saying, you should do this or you should do that. If you don't feel comfortable putting your kid in school tomorrow, so be it. If you do, rest assured that they've got precautions in place. They've got protocols in place and stuff like that. You guys know the drill. whenever there's a tornado warning and you're in a school building. They shut everything down. They go into safety mode. So just keep that in mind. If you keep them at home, nobody's going to fault you for it. I guarantee it. However, the biggest thing is if you do send them off, I promise you, you're going to be good to go across the area. Okay, so let me double check real quickly here. Let me see here. Yeah, I've got thunder and rain going on in Greenbrier right now. I'm in Jonesboro. Headed to Little Rock tomorrow. When do I need to leave to make sure I get to Little Rock before the storm gets bad here? So I've got timing up right now. I'm in Jonesboro, headed to Little Rock. I'd say if you can get it done first thing tomorrow morning, do it and knock it out first thing tomorrow morning. If you got to get it done around lunch, be extra cautious, but I think you can get it done around lunch. However, I'd say that 2 p.m., that 10 p.m. time frame, I wouldn't do it. I would either try to delay it to Saturday or try to get it done first thing tomorrow morning across the board here, okay? So, have a way to get warnings. Dustin, one of my awesome forecasters, he did one great of a job last week in my place when I didn't have my voice here. So, that's him, by the way, guys. Awesome props to him. He did an amazing job covering in my place last week. He's got an amazing point. Have a way to get warnings and have a place to stop in the heat of those warnings as well here, okay? So, Jason, I really haven't gone over Futurecast, and if you haven't noticed, pardon me, I'm sorry, I just hit something. If you haven't noticed, the reason why I really haven't talked about Futurecast and stuff like that, because Futurecast uses model data, while this doesn't. This is all of our forecasters' thoughts combined into one graphic versus Futurecast that is just model data and model data only. Model data is not handling the radar well, and also it's going to change a million times before we get into tomorrow. So that's the reason why we really haven't shown Futurecast too much in a way. It's been kind of like talking about the timing map and looking at guidance here and there. But I really don't like using Futurecast too much anymore because model data is just, it's model data. It's not meant to be 100% guaranteed you're going to see this at this particular time. But it does give you some sort of a handle on it at this point. So, new to Arkansas. Welcome to Arkansas, I'm Trace. Amazing neighbors already contacted me to join them in a shelter if needed. So thankful in Batesville, Arkansas. Love the hospitality, guys. And like I said, welcome to Arkansas. We're Arkansas Weather Watchers. If you haven't liked us by now, go like us. This is what we do at this point. So the rain right now, you've got my double thumbs up. You're good. I promise you. You're going to be good. It's just heavy rainfall. There may be some rumbles of thunder coming into the Perryville area, the Conway area, the Mayflower area, the Maloney area coming up within the next 20 to 30 minutes. But none of these storms are severe at this time, at this point. So let me double check that real quickly here. Let me see here. This one in particular. Now I've had a lot of questions about this one in terms of the March setup here to Jonesboro. So will we have the same weather severity setup as before? I'm going to give you a little bit of a weather history regarding what happened with that particular event. That one was what we call a mesoscale accident storm. And I'm gonna put this, how can I word this? That storm was not supposed to happen in a synoptic setup, if you get what I mean. So basically what happened, much of the state was relatively calm. We had southwest winds dominate the state. We had a line of storms kind of move through, broke up, and kind of formed those isolated supercells. Well, nothing really got going until they got into eastern and northeastern Arkansas. Well, what ended up happening was one of the storms with tornado warning, had that southerly wind for that little bit, went southwest, tornado warning got canceled, got reissued for the Jonesboro area. We all know what happened after that point. Produced the EF3 tornado, and then it moved into the Missouri Boot Hill. Now, that particular risk was at first a slight risk that eventually got upgraded to an enhanced risk once timing got a little bit closer, and there was some, obviously with the supercells coming up, they were concerned about the heightened tornado threat there in northeastern Arkansas. This one, if there were to be an event that I could almost kind of make some sort of comparisons to, you could say, in theoretically speaking, you could say that this kind of reminiscent of the December 10th 2021 tornado outbreak up there in northeastern Arkansas. Like I mentioned before, I don't like putting labels on events. I don't. Because every event is unique in its own separate way. That's how it is with every single event. However, if there were to be some sort of comparison, I guess you could mention that because both areas did feature moderate risk in northeastern Arkansas. Both of them do have the environment for significant tornadoes and stuff like that. So, if that makes sense. But like I said before, this event is going to be a more of a unique in its own way versus what happened in 2020 or what happened in 2021 and stuff like that. If that makes sense here across the board. So let me see here. Austin did a great job as well. My entire team, when I was gone last week, did an amazing job. Misty, this cannot be stressed enough. Y'all are not going to have the time to be answering the same questions over and over again about what county someone lives in. That's the thing. And it's not being rude or blunt or anything like that. I just don't have the time, especially when there's tornado warnings on the board. I don't, because it robs somebody that's on the verge of dealing with a life-threatening situation that information. That's why we tell you guys, meet us halfway. You're going to have to meet us halfway. If you don't know where your county is, send us a message. If you don't know where your specific county is or you don't know where you are, reach out to someone. Ask questions. A quiet mouth, my mom always told me this, a quiet mouth is never heard. So, I ask those questions. This is why we're here. This is why we do this. So, let me see here. Let me go over this at this point. Yeah, I preach this with every single event. Austin's one of my forecasters as well. He does an amazing job with moderating and everything like that. So, props to him too. He does a pretty good job at this point. So, let me see here. Going over everything right now. John, thank you so much. Let me see here. I'm gonna go over everything here. So, what is the color significance? There's no color significance for the timing map. What are the dew points looking like for tomorrow? Boy, it's gonna be muggy. I mean, straight up muggy. Make sure you're wearing deodorant, by the way. It's gonna be muggy. We're talking dew point temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. There could be some low 70s across southern Arkansas. So, yeah, make sure you're wearing that deodorant tomorrow because it's gonna be muggy across the board. So, let me see here. Double check everything right now. Yeah, eastern Arkansas and like Sarah. I hope I hope I'm misreading the context of that comment. Yes, eastern Arkansas is the main target, but it doesn't mean everybody else across the state needs to ignore this threat. If you don't see severe weather tomorrow, awesome. Straight awesomeness. But if you do, you have a game plan ready to go. So it's not just eastern Arkansas. It's central, it's southern, it's northern Arkansas. Matter of fact, let's go back over to our graphic real quickly here. So it's these areas in particular. Remember, everybody's in at least a slight risk or higher for tomorrow. And I'm going to be honest with you. Central and eastern Arkansas, I'm probably going to be coming at you first thing tomorrow morning with probably an expansion of the moderate risk. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Based on everything I'm seeing right now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to come at you tomorrow with an expansion of the moderate risk. So something that we're going to watch very closely. I think we'll have some sort of a better idea by the time we get towards tomorrow in terms of risk areas and stuff like that. Also, utilize their Discord. It's helped us so much. If you don't like Discord, that's perfectly fine. No one's forcing you to be on Discord. But if you do want Discord, and I'm going to be straightforward with you, I'm on Discord 24/7. A lot of people come at me and ask questions and stuff like that. I'm on there 24/7. I'm on Facebook and YouTube when severe weather or other areas start impacting the state. But I'm on Discord 24/7. So if you really want to get in contact with me and try to pick my brain, Discord's going to be your way. Discord's going to be your way of doing it. But if you don't like it, that's awesome. I promise you. So, gas station, maybe a friend's house. Love it. I absolutely love it. April, I almost called you Amber. April. So, let me see here. Let me double check everything right now. So, let me see. I see the comments. Y'all are great. So, let me see here. Yeah, utilize their Discord. Let me see here. There's storms for tomorrow. No, there's not. They're not severe. I promise you. Let me see here. Da, da, da. So yeah, unless he's asleep. Yeah, unless I'm asleep. That's the only time I'm not on Discord. Um, so let me see here at this time. You just answered my question. I was just about to ask if there's a chance Jonesboro to be downgraded. No, big time no. You guys are in the thick of it up there in northeastern Arkansas. Unless I mean by some miracle we see morning rainfall tomorrow morning and it just lasts. I mean, it just absolutely lasts. The problem is we have a capping inversion in place tomorrow. Yeah, I know, stupid cap, right? So we have a capping in place tomorrow, and it's gonna kind of keep things at bay until tomorrow afternoon when a cap erodes. The atmosphere is really unstable. As a matter of fact, I am gonna switch this over to this. I want to show you guys this real quick. This is your instability for tomorrow here, and the zeros is now coming out. But I'm going to go over to this, and you can see your instability coming in. This is around 12. Look at there. 2,000 instability. That's a lot of fuel for severe thunderstorms over there in western Arkansas for tomorrow. And it's going to gradually increase across the state as we get towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Now, I will say this. Let me double check something real quickly here. If my memory is correct, oh yeah, and this is a big problem. This is a very big problem. Look at here. This is your cloud cover for tomorrow. Some folks may see some sunshine during the day tomorrow, during the afternoon hours. This is very concerning, seeing the cloud cover breaks. That means your instability is going to go through the roof throughout tomorrow here, especially across this area here. So keep that in mind for tomorrow here. And also your temperatures. There's your temperatures tomorrow. Easily in the 70s here. There's your dew points that are going to be coming in. Mid-upper 60s, low 70s. So definitely concerning as we get towards tomorrow here. So don't be shocked to get up first thing tomorrow morning, or you're going to lunch. You probably got those, probably got Wendy's, probably some spicy nugs or chicken nuggets or something like that, or Chick-fil-A or something like that tomorrow for lunch. And you're probably sitting outside and you see sunshine. That's bad news. That's bad news coming for tomorrow here. Okay, so let me see here. How's Conway looking for tomorrow? Main threat for Conway tomorrow, we're talking about potential of several tornadoes. Some of them could be strong. We're talking about the potential of large hail and significant damage and winds. I'm going to go back over to our graphic here. Give me 1 second, Rooney. We're going to go back over to this. There's your time map. Conway, I've got you at 3 to 7 tomorrow. Keep in mind, this time map is going to shift time in and time out tomorrow once we get a better idea on what we're looking at here. Okay, so let me see here. Dustin, yeah, I love your comment. Your life is more important. If you have a gas station or a substantial building nearby, that would be the best option across the board. Kim has tagged the Discord link in the comments. Like I said before, if you really want to pick my brain without being a stalker, Discord is going to be your way. It's going to be your way. And like I said before, tomorrow, look out for that sunshine tomorrow across the area. Okay, so let me see here. This is a good comment. I was waiting for someone to ask this. Will the early showers in west central Arkansas help lower the severe threat? No. And it's because those early morning showers are going to be instability showers. It's basically your instability coming in tomorrow morning in the early part of tomorrow afternoon. So something that we're going to watch very, very closely here. But no, it's not going to do anything. And yes, Gwen, yes, I am very, very hungry. I'm getting dinner after this live stream. So let me see here. Let me see everything at this point. Let me see. Police station, fire department, gas station, store, hotel, family and friends, house. Those are your areas. Those are the things that can give you shelter, those substantial shelters. And also, if you're going to those places, make sure you're in the central and the lowest part of your home. Okay, stay away from those windows. Stay away from those exterior walls at this point. Okay? That's the number one thing I want to stress to you guys right now here. Okay, so let me see here. I'm double thing right now. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. It's around dinner at this point. So let me see here, going over everything at this time. This is a question this is new. This is probably because of the fact that I'm probably reaching a lot of people coming in from the Midwest as well, which thank you for coming in and asking me those questions. I'm going to say up there for the Twin Cities area, excuse me, I'm going to say the better part of your threat is going to be to the south and east of those areas across southeastern Minnesota, northeastern Iowa, and across western Wisconsin at this point. I watch it closely up there. You may have a risk of seeing a few strong storms up there. It just depends on the warm front placement up there in the Twin Cities areas. I know there's been a lot of question marks on where the warm front's going to stall out at up there. On the north side of the warm front, you guys are going to love this and probably envy this here in Arkansas. On the north side at warm front, you're probably going to see winter weather and potential winter storm on the north side at warm front. On the south side, you're going to deal with the potential of significant severe weather, possibly some strong tornadoes up there as well. So I would watch it up there. It just depends on what that warm front placement ends up being, Grace. Thank you for coming at me about that at this point. So let me see here, going over everything right now. So yeah, that's the biggest thing, guys. I'm trying to cheer, trying to cheer everybody up and stuff like that. Because I know tomorrow's it's just crazy. By the way, tonight at midnight we go once again for I think the fourth time this month, SWAT Day, which is your severe weather alert day, across the area. So let me see here. Austin, I'm not gonna pull it up because I know somebody's gonna say something negative about that. But yeah, that's gonna be my game plan for tomorrow. I'm gonna need it. So let me see here. Double checking everything right now. So double checking everything at this point. Tupelo, Mississippi. You guys over there in Mississippi are probably gonna luck out in Mississippi because of the Southeast Ridge. Thankfully. However, it's Arkansas. We'll have to watch. Northeastern Arkansas in particular. Missouri Boot Hill. Western Tennessee. Over towards Western Kentucky. Over towards Southern Illinois. And also Southwestern Indiana. So those areas over there we'll have to keep an eye on as we get towards tomorrow evening and into tomorrow night here. And I do appreciate y'all coming at me with those questions that are out of state. Even in some cases well out of state. I do love those comments that are coming in at this point. So let me see here. Going everything right now. Let's see. Yeah, Dustin, you're not kidding about that, buddy. You're not kidding about that. Might as well just stay there for the entire spring. By the way, one more thing I'm going to stress before I begin to kind of wrap everything up and get off of here. I'm going to switch this over to next week. I'm going to talk about that briefly because I did mention that there was going to be the potential of severe weather not only tomorrow, but also would have to watch it as we get towards on Tuesday here. And I'm going to take this out. I know this is the 18Z Euro. Let me go over to the 12Z real quickly. And there it is on Tuesday. Oh, boy, look at there. Look at that. There's all your moisture coming in. Look at that. Dew points in the upper 60s, low 70s as we get towards, by the way, this is on Tuesday of next week. This is not tomorrow or anything. This is on Tuesday. Just kind of give you guys a brief overview of both threats. This is your instability as we get towards the next Tuesday here. I mean, 1,500 to 2,000 instability. It's going to be cold front driven. Easily another severe weather event that we'll have to keep an eye on here. And I'm going to take a look at your 850 profiles. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that you're going to have to watch that very closely as we get towards next week here. So once we get past Friday, weekend's going to be quiet. We'll turn our attention. You'll probably see me back live again. Probably on Sunday, probably Sunday evening or first thing Monday morning, going over Tuesday's significant severe weather threat once again here. But I want to kind of touch bases with that while I have the time, while I have some people that are still here at this point. So yeah, Tupelo's 5% risk doesn't mean squat. You can still see a tornado or two over there, but I think you may luck out over there in Mississippi with this one. But we'll keep an eye on it across the area here. Okay, so let me see here, going to everything right now. Let me see here. Yeah, Amber, I pray we don't. I pray I don't have to sit here and do what I did in 2021 and go over a long track tornado going through those areas once again. I pray I don't have to do that. But there's always that feeling that you have to have that game plan. And honestly, with my gut feeling, I've had a lot of people kind of ask me about that. I don't like tomorrow's setup. I don't. It just doesn't feel right about tomorrow here. I'm with Megan. I do have that feeling about tomorrow. So that's why I'm urging you guys so much. Have that game plan ready to go. Party this weekend as next week we're all leaving the state. I love that comment, Marty. That's great. Let me see here. Churches are gathering in the Armory area to help out. Will the weather be bad over there on Saturday? Now, here's the thing. I think this is going to be moving out of Mississippi by the time we get towards late tomorrow night and a part of your first Saturday morning, and you should be good to go by the time you get towards Saturday. This is going to be on the East Coast by the time we get towards Saturday morning here. Okay, so let me see here. I think that's everything at this point. Who will you have there to help you cover the storm? I have an entire team, chasers, moderators, and forecasters that work behind the scenes. They're going to be here. We're going to keep you guys updated for tomorrow. We're going to have all that coverage and stuff like that, so it's not going to be just be solo. There is an entire team that's going to be here. Also, Derek will not be in studio tomorrow. He will actually be storm chasing tomorrow, giving you guys a from the ground perspective on what we're looking at here at this point. He will be in Eastern Arkansas. I don't know what his exact location is going to be, but I do know he's going to be playing the Eastern Arkansas card for tomorrow here. So something that we'll let you guys know about that tomorrow and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just going to be me here in the studio. I'll be communicating with him. He's going to be storm chasing as we get towards tomorrow. I love you guys. What time should you leave the state? Goodness, don't go west. You go west, you're going to need that deodorant. You're talking temperatures from 90s, 100s out there. So I think that is it in terms of all the questions I'm seeing. I'm going to reiterate this one last time. Outdoor sirens are not meant for alerts. They're meant for outdoors. So don't depend on those alerts. Not those alerts. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. Don't depend on those sirens. Depend on us. Depend on our alerts. Depend on the live coverage. We're going to be here. We're going to keep you guys updated as well. So I'm going to reiterate everything at this point. Before I get into that, one last question I'm going to take. Also, Kim, thank you for tagging the Discord link in the comments. And Western Arkansas, will it be more of a wind-driven threat or a QLCS threat? Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. You may luck out over there in Western Arkansas. Might even see a storm. It just depends on where the storms initiate, where the boundary ends up, and stuff like that. So, something that we're going to monitor closely. But Western Arkansas, I'd still be on alert mode tomorrow. I wouldn't be shocked once they get a better idea that they may try to downgrade some of that western part, because I am noticing with computer model data how it's not developing anything. However, we will watch it closely. That doesn't mean drop your guard over there in Western Arkansas, but we'll keep an eye on it over there. But I do believe if you start seeing severe storms go over there in Western Arkansas, we will watch out for that hail threat, the wind threat, and I can't rule out a few tornadoes over there in Western Arkansas at this current time here, okay? So, to reiterate everything, I'm going to go over that real quickly here. At this current point, I'm going to leave not Amber. Why do I keep wanting to call you Amber? It's April. It's April. Guys, please don't risk your life to get the tornado footage after the storm here. That's the one thing. If you're going to get footage, try to aim for damage footage and stuff like that behind the storm. That way, if you're really wanting to help us out in terms of if a tornado went through and stuff like that, aim for that footage instead of trying to aim for the tornado itself, because of the fact that, hey, I can send damage reports to the National Weather Service, but I don't want to send them, a solid. It's good for confirmation and stuff like that, but don't go risking your life for just a tornado. Wait till the tornado passes. If there's damage and stuff like that, go out. If it hits a town, go out, do search and rescue and stuff like that. If that were to be the case for tomorrow, don't focus on just the tornado footage, because somebody or someone or a camera or something like that's going to get the tornado footage. We're going to see it. But the damage and, the people that are impacted, they're not going to care about footage. They're going to be wanting help. So if you're storm chasing tomorrow or you're storm spotting and in the worst case scenario like that does happen, don't go chasing the tornado after it hits a town. You take your behind and you go help, and because somebody may need that assistance tomorrow here. So just got to keep that in mind across the area here. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so this is your overall risk for tomorrow. Moderate risk in eastern, northeastern Arkansas. We have the enhanced risk from Harrison to Little Rock to Conway, and then Camden over to Lake Village. And then in western and southern Arkansas, we have the slight risk areas from Fayetteville to DeQueen, all the way over to Texarkana, Magnolia, El Dorado, and across the area. Here's the breakdown. Moderate risk is going to be strictly tornado-driven in the moderate risk. We're talking potential significant lone track tornadoes. Some of them could be EF2 plus in those areas. Significant damaging winds as high as 75 miles per hour. Large hail threat. Something that we're going to monitor closely. By the way, this will be posted on the page as soon as this live stream is over. There's the enhanced risk area. Several tornadoes are possible. A couple of them could be strong, damaging wind gusts upwards to 60 to 75 miles per hour from Harrison to Mount Holm to Little Rock to Monticello to Camden over to Lake Village. Damaging winds, hail, few tornadoes possible. Some of those tornadoes could be strong. And also the slight risk areas over here in western and southern Arkansas. An isolated tornado too could be possible, damaging wind gusts upwards to 60 miles per hour. I will say on the eastern extent of that slight risk, you could make them run for 70 to 75 depending on what happens. And also the hail threat, although low, can't be ignored at this current point. And also your timing, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in western, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. in west central, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. for central, southern, and northern. And in eastern Arkansas, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. tomorrow evening and into tomorrow night here, guys. As mentioned before, we're going to be here. The page goes into severe weather alert day at midnight tonight. I will be here first thing tomorrow morning going over live coverage. And we're going to continue to keep you guys updated right here at your source for all things Arkansas weather.